Hello, this is Bono. Today the case for MATLAB Home and Electronics. By the end of this video, you will know what MATLAB Home can do and why it is worth using for your own electronics projects. Please do stay with me right through to the end of it. A quick introduction. My name is Buono, and by day I work as a hardware engineer. Lately I post mostly about technology, electronics projects, and how to get the most out of the development tools. I also write, featured in Interface, July 2021 from CQ Publishing. I wrote the piece on building the IoT globe, so do take a look. I have been building and designing electronics for years now, and along the way I have worked with a great many different tools, big and small. A few years ago, I had never even heard the word MATLAB. One go was enough. I fell for how usable it is and how far it goes. I have been buying the books ever since, and I call myself a fan. Ideal for electronics projects. Today I will focus on MATLAB Home, the personal license version of MATLAB, and on what it actually gives you. It makes MATLAB something an individual can pick up. MATLAB normally costs thousands of pounds. MATLAB Home is about $100. Simulink is about $30 on top. At that price, you get nearly all the Pro version does. It also supports the popular microcontroller boards, so I think it is the ideal tool for electronics. The list of what you need is short. First, a PC, Windows or Mac, either one works. Then MATLAB and Simulink on a home license. You can get by with MATLAB alone, but I would not. MATLAB on its own is mostly programming, hard-going if you're starting out like me, so buy Simulink with it. And a microcontroller board, those three are the minimum. Here is a quick tour of what MATLAB Home can do, and there really is a great deal of it. I have picked 6 of them out here to go through. Circuit design, control design, and signal analysis are its strong suit. You can also build test benches, generate code, and do model-based development. Code generation works only on certain boards, and you can't see inside the generated code. The professional version does let you read the C it produces, but that one costs hundreds of thousands of yen. MATLAB Home does not stretch that far, so that is worth keeping in mind. Then model-based development. It says simplified here, but if you have any interest in it at all, this one is worth a proper look. A good way into model-based development. It is a book I lean on a lot. It uses Arduino and MATLAB. Simplified, but it genuinely works, and it is hands-on. Arduino and MATLAB let you learn model-based development hands-on. It uses 2 Arduinos, one for the plant model, one for the controller, so you verify each side on its own. All of that is within reach of MATLAB Home, so do have a look. I built the board it shows and soldered every part myself. I built my own model-based board. It still doesn't work. So, why is MATLAB Home such a good fit for electronics projects? First, the analysis and verification features are an absolute joy to use. Bottom left is Simscape Electrical, a toolbox that brings circuit simulation into Simulink itself, and that is the result of simulating a power supply circuit inside it live. You can watch the voltage and current anywhere, just like an oscilloscope. And on the right, you can put up meters and switches laid out just like a real test bench you would build yourself. Build your own test bench and verify whatever you like. Building a bench that's exactly yours is good fun. Do try it your own way. The second reason is the sheer range of development boards that it supports. It really does cover a lot of them. You can install a model straight onto a Raspberry Pi or onto an Android phone. And for the more unusual ones, Lego Mindstorms and Parrot drones are supported too. Those are exactly the devices electronics people reach for, so covering them all is quite something. So much for the strengths. There are, I am afraid, a few downsides as well. 4 of them. First, it isn't free. A few tens of thousands of yen buys the toolboxes you want, with plenty to play with, which is very cheap next to a professional license costing several million yen. Plenty of free tools exist, so paying it all is a sticking point. Then flashing the board takes rather too long, and some toolboxes, like automatic code generation, aren't there. And this isn't only MATLAB Home. MATLAB as a whole is thin on documentation, so the first stretch is hard going. To sum up, MATLAB Home gives you analysis that's easy to use and a wide range of boards, ideal for electronics. It's pleasant to use. Having it open lifts the mood, and building becomes fun. There are weak points, though, so here is hoping that it keeps improving. And that's it for today's video. On this channel, I post about technology, much in the way you have seen here. If that sounds like your sort of thing, please do subscribe. And if you have a comment or a request, I'd love to hear it. And that is all for today.